Party Wagon's here. I guess I finally have to open up my Super 7 Ninja Turtles. They've been in package for years. Welcome to Pegwarmers. I'm Kevin, and I'm here to talk about toys today. We're taking a look at the Super 7 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Party Wagon. This gigantic box that was double brown boxed over this art box arrived on my doorstep within a day of me filming my Classifieds Cobra Hiss episode. So it's been, Christmas has come early for these toys that I ordered a year ago, arriving in late December. It's kind of fun. I wasn't expecting to get two enormous toys so close together to do like back-to-back episodes like this, but I hope you guys enjoy. I can't wait to check this thing out, but as I said in the cold open, I've been collecting the Ultimates TMNT line since they first started coming out, but I hadn't opened any of them. It was in I was in a stage where I was sort of like out of space / knew that I might be moving eventually, and so I was just throwing them in a closet, and when I moved, they all ended up back here. There's like a row of cardboard boxes of some of the later Thundercats figures and the Ninja Turtles. And the Party Wagon is obviously like a central piece to that collection, sort of the centerpiece, like the Thunder Tank or the Hiss Tank, you know, sort of that big vehicle piece as a centerpiece for these lines. Playsets are tough at this scale, so kind of that signature vehicle is probably where it's at. I want to get this thing opened and taken out of the box, but you can see it's got a pretty nice piece of artwork on the front there. It's got some images that go around the box, kind of showing off some of the different features and accessories that come included. So it's a pretty nice box. Alright, so this is similar to the Thunder Tank. I'm just going to grab this piece because it's loose. There's a baggie here with stickers and some instructions. But you can see there's a piece of foam here with some accessories laid out in there. Pick them out, put them to the side. Set that over there. Looks like a giant styrofoam cooler. I don't plan on saving this foam. Wow. Starting to see the van here just with the top half lifted off. Of course, it's wrapped in a plastic bag, so we gotta get rid of that. Wow, I'm impressed already. The guns can swivel out here on the rear mirrors. There are some like plastic cords on here I need to take off, helping to hold everything in place. Now it's starting to look pretty good. There is the Turtle Van. There is the Super 7 Turtle Van, and here is the Playmates Party Wagon. So, for size comparison, it's pretty impressive. Now, it's not a 100% direct recreation. Playmates has been giving Super 7 a little bit of trouble about them just recreating all of their designs. So they have been starting to get a little bit further away from the Playmates line in recent waves of figures. There have been some more unique characters or characters based on the comics that have inspired a Playmates figure. So like Gorilla instead of Sergeant Bananas. And you can see it with the van here. There's a lot of influences from the original, but there is some unique things about this van. Alright, so one of the first things I have to point out is that there is plastic like windows going all the way around this van instead of the stickers on the original one or the open holes. Now the side doors are open, those windows, but it just looks really nice. So these hatches open out to the sides, kind of like in the cartoon show, and this one flips open in the back, kind of like the old toy. The NECA Turtle Van, if you've seen that recently, is very closely based on the animation, as is their whole toy line. This is a little bit more of an amalgamation of cartoon and vintage toy. So you have pretty good access to the inside there. I want to try and check out this side door. Alright, so trying to get some good footage of the inside here. You can see the seats are very taped up. Here's that seat belt. Makes me think there should be like a red centerpiece that plugs into this. You can also see how this boombox fits into the wall here. Plenty of room to put, you know, the core team and a few of their friends in there. And as I mentioned, since there is windows going all the way around, you can even see when a guy's inside there. Alright, so there's the side door. It is not spring-loaded, but it does open basically like the vintage one, where it can swing out to smack a bad guy, and somebody can get seatbelted in here. There's a little flap for the bombs. I know it's probably hard to see. I'll probably need to take some pictures, but there are some seats in the back here. They have detailing like seatbelts that are just sort of molded on, and a lot of duct tape. They're, you know, kind of recycling materials. And I can actually see on the back wall here where the back of the front seats are is the pocket where the boombox goes. That was one of the accessories I pulled out at the very beginning. It's a little boombox with a handle. The rear, oops, I'm learning this toy as we go, so sometimes some funny stuff like that happens. On the back of the van, there is an engine compartment, I believe. That flips open. There's an engine compartment there that looks pretty cool. Their license plate says Turtle Power, New York. That's a cool little feature to have. You'll notice that the rims do have pizzas on them, pizza spinners. That is one of the things that the Super 7 van has that's kind of unique to just it. These are removable though. So they do unplug, and then you get green turtle shell wheels that are more toy accurate, I would say. So I'm going to pop those off. Uh-oh. Popped a pin out there. Oh no. So this one has a little, like a little fat stem and then a pepperoni that goes through the center to make the spinner part. Here I have the pepperoni, here I have the pizza. The stem is in the wheel. This is the kind of stuff that I find frustrating about these types of things. It doesn't want to come out. So I've got a spinner partially installed in there. I'm not really sure how these are supposed to come out. Maybe the hub was supposed to stay in this one, and it didn't. The world may never know. One of the interesting things here on this van, it has the square texture like the orange door on the other side. And I also want to check and see, I believe these doors will open. Yep, so the driver and passenger side doors will open up, which gives you nice access to the inside to be able to put figures in there. Of course, if you open up these doors, you can see a little bit more. There's a steering wheel in here that can turn, and some nice controls. There's actually foot pedals and everything. I really do like it. I think it has a great look. It seems pretty durable, other than those spinners popping off. The radar dish on the top can spin around. That front guard can drop. It sort of clips up top here so it doesn't droop by accident. All around, I'm pretty excited for this. And I kind of like the fact that this came out of the box sort of ready to go. Now, there are stickers and there are extra accessories that go on here, but like the HISS tank, you had to kind of put it together a little bit, and partially that was because it had options, and this is pretty standard. I know the NECA one had a few options. I'm not looking forward to putting the stickers on this, and I will not be doing that live on camera because stickers are very tricky to get straight, and I want to have, you know, the ideal light and ideal like height situation. Standing here, this is actually higher than where I really want it for trying to do sticker application. So you're going to see it bare for the video. Alright, there's the decal sheet. Obviously, this is the big sticker that goes on the back fin. Some of the graffiti things. Laughing gas and the stink gas bomb stickers. I feel like I need to get a turtle in here to check it out. Now, I have not played with these turtles much. In fact, the right arm on almost all my turtles, the elbow is like locked tight. So, as far as posing goes, it's a little tricky. But we'll see how they fit in. Gonna put Raph in a nice seated position. Slide him in here at the driver's seat. Put his hand as close to the wheel as I can. His feet touch the pedals nicely. Can you see him in the driver's, in the windshield there? I'm going to try and put Leo in on the other side. I think I have to remove his swords, probably, from their sheaths to have him sit down. I feel like I had to do that with the vintage ones, too. Just so I didn't feel like I was bending the tips of the blades. Being very gentle with all of these. I don't want to repeat my Swiftwind incident recently. Alright, Leo slides in very easily. I guess I'll just throw his swords in there, too, with him. And we'll close up this door. Alright, there's Leo and Raph. They sit in there pretty nicely, and the van certainly rolls nice and smoothly. I guess we'll try and put Mikey in the side door over here. Alright, Michelangelo. Let's get you in a seated pose. Now, the NECA van has a cannon that attaches to the door here. I did not get the NECA van. It looks fantastic, but I felt like I could only get one. Oh, how do these seatbelts work? I'm not sure how this works. Maybe there's something I'm missing. I don't know. There's something going on that I'm unaware of for this seatbelt. I guess he's just going to have to sit in the back. With this tank, it helped me to look at the instructions. So I'm going to pop this open and see if I can figure out how to make that seatbelt work. Alright, there's the decal sheet. Honk if you're hungry for pizza. A little bumper sticker. Some battle damage. A bigger boot the foot sticker. My other car is a party wagon. That is actually really cool. And we get a keychain. I think they mentioned this at Toy Fair. They were doing a couple little, like, thank you items, because it took a while to get the van out. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Party Wagon, Super 7 keychain there. Party Wagon, new owner's manual. Ninja Turtle Party Wagon driver's license. Oh, that's it. It's just a folio. I guess for you to keep this extra stuff, like the stickers in, if you want to keep them safe. I thought there were going to be some instructions in there. Let's take a look at some of the extra accessories over here with Donnie. We got a pair of shades. I don't know if those were the ones that came with Genghis Frog and just got tooled up and used twice here. We've got a couple of wrenches for Donnie to use. A crescent/box end and an adjustable wrench. There's a canister of ooze. Phillips head and a slotted screwdriver. I am a sucker for toy tools. A plunger, because toilet humor is perfect for the Ninja Turtles. They live in a sewer.
Whoever goes down can just swim right back up the tubes and report back to us.
I nominate Leonardo. He used to live in the sewer.
The blowtorch accessory, which is great. How easy or hard is it to put this in his hand? Not super easy with this particular hand option. But I like the idea of the welding torch. I feel like Donnie used the welding torch a fair amount throughout the animated series, and he has a welding helmet, which is super cool. So you can put the helmet on him, and he can flip it down and flip it back up, which is pretty fun. Oh, does this go under the strap? There we go. Tuck that under the strap, and then it lifts up a little bit better. Come on, guys! I need to concentrate! There is a turtle shell helmet. Maybe Mikey wears that when he's in the door. There is another helmet. This is like a leather bomber helmet with the goggles. A toolbox. A little wooden toolbox for all the tools. Can throw them in there. A winch. I forgot about this, but this hooks onto the van. I knew this was coming with it. With a real chain. And I believe the tow hitch is going to just clip on there like that. I'm going to hook this right up to the camera. Use that as a come-along to pull the van out of the mud or tow something else. It's kind of a fun accessory. We've got 2 bombs. These fall out of the door. And a run-over mouser as an extra accessory. So the turtle van is pretty cool. And I felt like, because last week's episode was about the hiss, we need to pull this bad boy out. And it's also conveniently still just hanging out here. Alright, turtle van, hiss tank. Turtle van's got a little bit of height, a little bit of width, a little bit of length, all the way around on the hiss tank. Obviously, it totally depends on which brand you collect, which thing you would like more. And the turtles are in a bigger scale, so of course their vehicle appears to be larger here. There's Donnie. Actually, they are pretty much the same scale. Well, actually, they might be a different scale. The humans in this line might be a little bit bigger than a G.I. Joe human. I don't think Super 7's line is actually considered 6-inch scale, even though those turtles look 6 inches. But I could be wrong. But these are some pretty amazing collector-oriented toys that have come out this year. Since I've got the Hiss here, and I don't mind being random on this show, I also have the Hiss Strike Team. Since I have the Hiss tank out here and don't mind being totally random on this show, I just got the Fire Team 788, the Hiss tank like add-on crew from Hasbro Pulse. Showed up in the mail today, and I figured I'd check those out, show them off to you guys. They're known as the Cobra Hiss Officer, the Cobra Hiss Range Viper, and the Cobra Hiss Infantry. Alright, we already have the driver, the gunner, and the tactician in here. We'll move the turtles out of the way for now. One giant footlocker here for this band of merry men. The first bag appears to have a lot of the Range Viper's items, but actually it has the helmets for these guys. Blast effects, holsters. I'm not 100% sure who all this equipment goes to. This looks like the vintage Range Viper backpack, so I'm giving that to him. There is a missile launcher backpack here. I think this came with Bazooka originally. This grenade launcher is probably Range Viper's. And I saw a knife here that looks like his vintage knife. That can go in the holster on his belt, I think, or on his hip there. There's a wisp of smoke as a blast effect for one of the pistols. That's really cool looking. These guys are gray and black and red. They accent the tank pretty well. They don't stand out as much as the Hiss Driver, though, because they're not as predominantly red. This is a great way to sell us some repaint figures and kind of bolster the scene if you want to build a whole scene around your Hiss tank. There's not a ton of space to carry them, though, on the tank. I mean, you could take the Tactician out, perhaps, and put these guys in the back or hanging on the back step. But 3 guys is kind of a lot. And then again, if you're not into the Hiss Gunner, and you want this to be a little bit more traditional with a Hiss Driver and then a Trooper in the back, you could always make that change. But it's a pretty fun set. So I've seen a few reviews of the NECA Turtle Van, and it looks really, really nice. But I'm very happy with my purchase of this van. I didn't try putting a NECA Turtle in here. I know they will fit. How that looks scale-wise, I don't know. The NECA Turtles seem to be just a little bit smaller than these figures, so if anything, it might just seem a little oversized. But the van is very rugged. It's very sturdy. It looks, you know, a fair amount like the original toy, which I kind of lean that way, although I'm collecting both the Super 7 figures that look like the original toys and a lot of the NECA stuff that looks like the cartoon. So I could really go either way. I just didn't feel like I had the space for 2 large turtle vans, because even the original turtle van isn't all that small as far as taking up space in the collection. And I'm really happy with my choice of getting the Super 7 van. I've been pretty happy with Super 7 products overall. You know, there's occasional things that people don't like or QC issues. They switched the way they did the flesh on the face of the G.I. Joe Ultimates, and that bugged a lot of people. I mean, there are things that happen along the way. But overall, I'm very excited about the Super 7 Ultimates lines that they've done with some of these brands that I love. The Silverhawks, the Thundercats, the He-Man stuff they did post Super 7, the Turtles, the G.I. Joe stuff they've done so far. I'm just very excited by it. I think it's super cool. I love having things that look like the toys that I grew up with that I loved, but just sort of the way I imagined them, like the bigger size, more detail, more articulation, you know, more paint. I love that. I wouldn't really want to get rid of my vintage toys, but man, do I love having the vintage display and then that Ultimates display. It's just so good when it's that level of detail and attention to detail. So, this was super cool. I appreciate those of you guys that have tuned in and watched, especially if you stuck to the end. Do me a favor, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't done so, leave me a comment down below, share this video with a toy collecting friend. I hope you guys have a wonderful holiday season and a healthy new year. This is going to be a crazy week to get this edited and released while trying to wrap up the work week and all the holiday stuff that goes on this time of year. Probably the week after that's going to be even crazier. May have to scale back. I don't know what that episode will look like. A lot of times I do a post-Christmas haul if there's anything worth talking about. So we'll see what happens the following week on Pegwarmers here. If you want to support the channel further, consider joining us on Patreon. Thanks for hanging on the peg with me.
You did?
The most chillin' place to relax my shell. Spend a few days, you won't mind the smell.